When we had last left Team Watcher, they were finally wrapping up all of their eventful adventures inside of the Hall of the Unseen, deep within the Halls Obscured, even deeper still, unseen and obscured, where they did battle with a bunch of terrifying hosts of, Wall and some Vithrak and some freaky spores and some librarians without faces. It was a really weird time. But nonetheless, it was now time to head back to the surface, back to the Deadfire archipelago, and back to the strange and terrible crisis at hand that was facing the entirety of Eora. The problem with Aethys charging for Ukaizo. This is Pillars of Eternity 2, Deadfire. Welcome back. Of course, we are back out here in case you wanted to skip. However, I will say, if in case you did somehow skip to this part because of the title of the video or whatever reason, probably highly unlikely you've done so. But just in case, you may want to skip ahead a little bit more. You may want to skip past this bit of reading here because I totally forgot something last time. Good lord. We totally forgot to consult the burned book of law or whatever, right? It even heated up a bit, right? Let's see, where is it? Is this it? Incantations of the hand. Let's see. It's called the burned book of law. Yep. Okay. Yeah. So if you don't want, if for some weird reason you skipped ahead and passed all of the what would you call it? Forgotten Sanctum stuff, you may want to skip this as well, because this will probably also delve into spoilers. Just whenever we get out of the reading UI, right? You can scrub through. Burned Book of Law, let's pop it open.
I understand you emerged from the bowels of WoW, and your mind appears to have survived the experience with only minor fractures. That body should have been destroyed ages ago, sparing us all the headache of cleaning up after WoW's mess. One of these days, my sibling must learn the value of an uncluttered house. If you desire answers, look no further.
Oh, was that it?
I have several.
Huh. Yeah, I think that's it. Wow, that was fairly quick. All right. Yeah. Oh, the other gods spoke of the Guardian of Ukaizo. Did they? I think they did. Yeah. When did we hear about that? I don't even remember. Huh. Did they? Let's talk about this.
A fancy piece of construction. The Guardian is a safety measure against anyone or anything that limped out of Ondra's mortar alive.
She's so quiet here compared to the volume of the game, right? Or the music, unfortunately enough. Which is, honestly, normally she is so quiet that we cannot even hear her.
We assumed mortal society would refine their sailing craft over time. That is why the Guardian, deathless and obedient, lingers to preserve the untouched silence of Ukaizo.
Yeah, haven't we heard this before? Let's exhaust one more. Whoa, the Guardian is 3 dragons in one body? Whoa, what? When did we find out all this? Am I like tripping balls or what? What is the Guardian?
Guardian is a sacred vow, a promise kept, a vigil held without complaint or interruption.
She could just said it's 3 dragons in one body.
Once it was a dragon. 3
There
of
you
them,
go.
in fact. We improved on nature's imperfect design, knitting together multitudes to become one efficient and dangerous foe.
Right. What's its name? King Ghidorah. Alright, the Guardian is 3 dragons in one body?
Indeed. Crafting that beautiful menace was a challenge second only to the apotheosis itself.
Yeah, I could have sworn we've heard this before.
We were no strangers to hammering together animats, but the Guardian required a frame that could outlast harsh treatment, foul weather, and the relentless decay of time. All of it on an unprecedented scale. We installed behavioral safety measures as well. Were it to go mad with isolation, the Guardian cannot abandon its post or willingly end its own life.
She's a lot more matter-of-fact here with the voice acting compared to my read of it. I read it as a lot more, like, ominous and more cryptic or sinister, right? Certainly more ominous. Alright.
Only one member of the Apotheosis Project spoke out against the concept of an eternal enslaved Guardian. She was quietly reassigned to scan.
Quietly enslaved? Huh. Anyway, let's close the book. We'll speak again.
Wotica nods stiffly. You feel her presence drift as a breeze, rustling as it goes.
Yeah, I think we did talk about that, though the questions themselves seem very unfamiliar to me. But the answers, all that sounded extremely familiar. Alright, let's head on out over here. Cool. Man, this really gives you quite the sense of scope for this place, right? Like, how long does it take for us to travel back and forth? Like, isn't that like a day's worth of travel by land almost? Yeah, like half a day to go from here to here. Well, no. Yeah, it doesn't matter because the interior of it is non-Euclidean. So it doesn't make sense. Like, it doesn't have to be an accurate representation on the outside. So we could literally, like, travel just a few feet, and then suddenly we're on the other side of the island, right? When we're in the dungeon map. Yeah, because it's not meant to make perfect, reasonable sense. Okay, let's head on out here. At least not to our mind. I think we head over to Nakataka, right? Because Bakarna's Folly has us, return to Arkemyr. So I think we'll go to Nakataka. We'll check in on Arkemyr. We'll check in with Hazunu Ikaru and decline operating... Well, no, we'll check in with Arkemyr first, and then, Flawn Elet for the teleportation stuff. And then Hazunu Ikaru. And then we'll check in with the Principe. Right? I think that's a good idea. Okay, let's do that. Probably need to be mindful of what companions we have as well, right? Let's head on out over here. Good. We can also keep Fasina with us for Arkemyr, right? Do we have a recommended person for that? No. Okay, because she may have additional dialogue or a pop-in or something like that. Right? Let's head on over this way. Good. Alright, and Arkemyr hangs out over at Periki's. Let's go to Arkemyr's Manor, right? Where even did we... Yeah, we met with Arkemyr himself, right? Yeah, let's go here. Gosh, it's been so long, huh? My gosh, it doesn't feel that long, but... Geez, we've been playing Pillars of Eternity 2 for a long-ass time. I mean, even the first one, too. Combined? Pillars 1 and 2? Holy shit. Okay. Let's see here. Arkemyr's study. I don't remember him being in this study. Ooh.
Nasty Fasina, no hurt.
Fucking little wiener dudes. There he is, yeah. Okay, let's do a quick save and have some words. Let's make sure everyone's up here, too.
Fasina, here, uninvited. I take it you've moved on from apprenticeships to other pursuits.
Arkemyr unsteeples his fingers to wave dismissively in your direction. Her eyes narrow until she's staring through a razor-thin slit. Fasina slowly nods.
Excellent.
Oh. He flips open a ledger and scribbles a small checkmark next to an entry before snapping it shut and shifting his attention over to you. Very, Montgomery Burns here, right? With steepled fingers, excellent. Being an old man.
If you require directions to Bakarna's observatory, look to your sextant.
Arkemyr gestures for you to speak freely. Bakarna, I found this old almanac in an orrery. Look familiar?
You did you? That does rather defeat the purpose of absolution.
Arkemyr tugs on his lower lip, scrutinizes you. Is this the orrery from the Forgotten Sanctum? It may be.
So be it. Follow me down to the scrying pool.
Oh. Oh shit. Huh. What the fuck is going to happen?
Got it.
Alright. Let's see. I wonder if some of the parts of this quest were intended to tease rough ideas that they had planned for the Forgotten Sanctum and all that, right? Involving Bakarna. Or maybe they just had multiple options that were all teased throughout the game, and they just decided on this one, right? I could see that being the case. Alright, over here. So where's the scrying thing? Oh, here it is. Okay. Yeah, it looks like a room from Dungeon Keeper. Okay. Man, we did pretty good coming through here without obliterating the majority of them, right? Okay. Is he here? Yeah. This looks fucked up and freaky. What's up, Arkemyr? Arkemyr's eyes are closed in deep concentration, his attention entirely focused on the glowing pool in front of him. Let's mess with it. Ooh. Oh, he's meeting with other Archmagi, I guess. Arkemyr gestures down at the scrying pool. You peer into the waters. Dark silhouettes sit, arrayed in a circle, and the surface of the pool ripples in tune with muted voices carrying from below. Dip your face into the water, knock on the surface of the water, leave. Let's put my face in it. Oh, God. No sooner does your skin break the surface tension than you feel a breeze of warm air. You are peering into a stone chamber, ringed with braziers and tapestries, as you would an open window. Robed men and women clutch the armrests of their thrones. Water drips down from your chin. The other Archmagi seem, for the moment, unfazed by your presence. Maura's chair is unoccupied. Tane and Lengrath spare you a courteous nod. Oh, shit! Huh. Cool. And of course, what's his butt? Fionledge is so forgotten there is no chair, right? What about console hots? Or console hots? Let's see. I've been debriefed on Maura's fate. A pity she won't be joining us. Arkemyr glances toward the pair. And now, we're left with an empty seat in the circle. Lengrath frowns. The Watcher handled himself well in the halls obscured. We might consider giving him more work in the future. Lengrath nods to you. Oh, fuck, this really makes it sound like, yeah, for real. In Pillars 3, if there ever were one, you would be working directly for, like, the Council of Archmagi. Huh. And it could be, like, this really cool, I can't help but think of Mass Effect 2, in which you work for Cerberus and the Elusive Man, right? Who are, like, in general shitheads, but your hand is kind of forced in that you have to work for them, right? Rather than being more of a free agent. Man, I feel like that would have been really dope, too. If they were, like, instead of reporting into the gods, who are also kind of shitheads, but they're, like, you know, they're like on another tier, right? They're not, like, forces of Kith, right? Let's continue. Arkemyr blinks at her. While I am the steward of the Deadfire, I will be the judge of that. Let's see. You should have seen Lyle in the halls obscured, Arkemyr. Whatever we're paying him, we ought to double it. Tane winks at you from across the table. It's a shame that this isn't voice acted, huh? I guess it's because some of this is reactivity from having done the extra stuff with the Forgotten Sanctum, huh? Man, my whole skip ahead stuff is really not panning out well. Apologies. Bakarna's research. Bakarna's research is the matter at hand, and it is paramount that we remain squarely on topic. Arkemyr shifts his focus from you to the other present members of the Circle. I bid greetings to the Circle. I bring you Bakarna's research. Where exactly are we? Say nothing. Hey, where are we? Between locations. Nowhere you could pin down with an exactly. Minoletta shrugs, wearing an apologetic smile. Unless there are any objections, I'd like to dispense with pleasantries. Arkemyr surveys the room and nods. Bakarna was no archmage, but we all agree that she was on the cusp of a breakthrough before her unfortunate disappearance. I wonder if we'll get more reactivity. Arkemyr takes the book from you and licks his finger as he begins to turn pages. Ooh, you've lost an item Bakarna's research. I helped Bakarna scribe a spell. You owe her a seat at this table. Why did you never officially recognize her? And the Circle failed her, saying nothing. Let's go with this first one because it has the most likelihood for a reactivity, right? I helped her scribe a spell. You owe her a seat here. Tane speaks up. I second that. Not that we're holding a vote. Unless... Are we? I wasn't paying attention. Such matters will be debated in their course. When anxious murmurs build in volume, Arkemyr silences them with a look. Be that as it may, someone did not wish for this breakthrough to occur. For that alone, we have good reason to seek knowledge of her amateurish, if enthusiastic, research. Arkemyr's eyebrows form a steep triangle as he arrives at a page of mathematical figures and coordinates. That someone was the hand occult. They didn't approve of her research. She discovered a river of soul essence flowing through the Deadfire. Huh. Should we tell them the nature of her research or who the perpetrator was? Maybe we'll keep, yeah, let's tell them who the perp was. It was the hand occult, as far as we know, at least. Considering the research she managed to hide from them, I can hardly find that surprising. Arkemyr studies a page, his thumb indenting the parchment. It would seem she arrived at one of our conclusions. A river of soul energy flows through the Deadfire. Arkemyr nods, like a ley line. And yet she traced the path of the river while we only speculated on its existence. Arkemyr pulls it on his beard and squints down at the almanac. That'd be cool if the hand occult were also like a big force of opposition in Pillars 3, right? And it does totally make sense that, like, they both both of these factions, the Circle of Archmagi and the Hand Occult, both concern themselves with, what would you even call it? The keeping of knowledge, of, like, great masses of important knowledge, right? So it makes sense that they would butt heads. Let's see. Where does it go? I haven't detected anything. Say nothing. Where does it go? Probably to Ukaizo, right? Arkemyr sets the book aside and pulls out a vellum map of the Deadfire. He traces his finger from the shallows of the Great Reef northward. Where it goes is not my immediate concern. I am occupied by who presently follows it. The path of Aethys is winding, but unerringly intentional. His finger begins to stray east. He pauses on open ocean, his brow furrowed. Could that be? Tane leans forward, trailing off. No, that's Tane. Could that be? Tane leans forward, trailing off as he cranes his neck for a glance at the parchment. Suddenly, all of the attention shifts back to you. I think we've taken more than our share of the Watcher's time. Unless there are any final questions, Unblinking, Arkemyr lifts his brow and waits, your dismissal hovering on his tongue. Wait, I don't get to hear the rest? Why was Consulhat so interested in this? Can I join the circle? Aethys is going to Ukaizo. You're holding something back. What is it? Nothing further, Archmagi. So can we exhaust all of this? In the event that we can't, I want to ask about Consulhat. Why was Consulhat so interested in this? Are you keeping secrets from us, old man? This is the first time hearing of it. Minoletta rests her chin on her fist, and fixes Arkemyr with a severe gaze, or glare. It wasn't of immediate pertinence. Besides, Consulhat has been dispatched yet again, esteemed mistress of missiles. Arkemyr favors Minoletta with a stiff bow. Your flattery has gone stale. To address the Watcher, I imagine that Consulhat wished to sustain his wicked existence on a font of essence, but you kindly put a stop to that. Minoletta nods, favoring you with the smile that she denied Arkemyr. But isn't the idea that all or the majority of them are seeking some way to attain, like, additional longevity, right? Perhaps. Or maybe different ways of preserving their sense of self, I guess, in the case of Lengrath? Right? I guess with Lengrath, it's kind of like an imperfect form of cloning, isn't it? Because each version dies, but every new version could potentially carry on the work and knowledge of the prior version, right? So in a way, it sucks for early iterations of Lengrath, but for newer ones, they get to work with all that, right? It's like a legacy of some sort. Anyway, it looks like we can't exhaust all this. Wait, I don't get to hear the rest? Are you a member of the Circle? I hope you don't think we would divulge our secrets to a mere mercenary. Arkemyr's gaze hardens, and a self-congratulatory smile cleaves his face. What a prick. You are not entitled to everything I own, burglar. If only. Let's see. Can I join the Circle? You would ask this after robbing my manor. Showed you the decency to spare your life. Arkemyr turns to you, his expression pale and affronted. Around the table of Archmagi, someone chokes on a sip of wine. Absolutely not. Will there be anything further? Arkemyr waves his hand. The matter closed. Oh, man. Gosh, this teases... I feel like this teases so much for Pillars 3, in which you would work for them, and maybe even more directly, like in the same way that we kind of work for the entire pantheon of gods and goddesses here in Deadfire. Maybe you would work for the entirety of the Circle, and they would all pop up at certain points. But your main go-between would be Arkemyr, right? Who's like the most shady motherfucker of all. I mean, Consulhat is clearly up to no fucking good, but I wouldn't say he's shady about it. That dude's in the fucking broad daylight doing fucked up shit. Let's see. Aethys is going to Ukaizo. Well, they probably suss that out, right? The total silence after your statement is as jarring as the echo of a gunshot. Do they not know? He's going to stop the wheel. When several gazes turn to you and several mouths open to speak up, Arkemyr silences them all, in turn with a loud clearing of his throat. Interesting. It's an ambitious plan, I'll give you that. And what do you plan to do about it? He shrugs thoughtfully. Nothing. I'll consider it when we have time. Huh. Weird. I guess that makes sense because so many of them probably have contingency plans for, like, longevity that don't revolve around the wheel, right? This kind of shit affects people below them, and as typical of Archmagi, they don't give a shit to varying degrees, right? If anything, Tane seems like maybe the most generous of all of them, but even that is, you know, clouded in chaos. Alright. You're holding something back. What is it? Arkemyr takes in the other members of the circle. Their responses are myriad. Some shake their heads, others shrug, and others still lean back in their chairs and wait to see how it plays out. Better that I remain silent on the matter. If we wish to invite you into our confidence, you would surely know of it. Okay, nothing further, Archmagi. Here, baubles for your service. Not that you deserve them. Consider your debt repaid with interest. Arkemyr turns back to the circle and pointedly ignores you. Arkemyr's illuminating discoveries. Oh, it's a wizard's tome? Or grimoire? Some money? Okay. As you turn away from the scrying pool, you catch the sight of Tane waving goodbye, beaming with delight, as per usual. Wow, cool. What a cool little conversation thing here. Alright. Yeah, quest completed. Let's check that item, right? Let's see here. Oh, jeez. Here we are. Oh, that is not it at all. Oh, good God. Let's see. Let's just search for Arkemyr. Or even Ark. Oh gosh, my keyboard is askew. Oh my gosh, yeah. Arkemyr, pretty big on the purple-blue, huh? Well, no, a lot of these are not Arkemyr spells, are they? Only a few. Dazzling lights. Yeah, what's his general theme, right? Does he have one? So this is Dazed and minus Will. This is Wondrous Torment. Okay. Sapping different stats. Another one, Confused, Invisible, Untargetable. Dazed again. Oh, okay. So a lot of things of like... Honestly, I'm surprised he didn't come up with Miasma of Dull-Mindedness, right? That totally seems like one of his spells. Anything that fucks with your mind and debuffs your ability to think clearly. Okay. Gosh, I love the idea behind the Archmagi.
Sure.
I mean, yeah, they are all terrible fucking pieces of shit, right? But I kind of like them as villains even more so than the gods, right? I guess because they're more corporeal to us, they feel more realized. I'm not sure. There's something about them that I just really appreciate. Even, maybe even on a level compared to... Like, it's definitely comparable in that they're both shitheads, but you can appreciate them from the standpoint of, like, writing an interesting antagonist to carry the plot forward. But I would compare them kind of to Caesar and Caesar's Legion, right? To go into another Josh Sawyer-led game, right? Fuck. Gosh, that makes me feel like Pillars 3 could have been so fucking... Well, you know, as we have wistful thinkings of things that don't even exist and may not ever, right? It's easy to daydream. Okay. Let's carry on out of here, right? Where should we go to next? And it is good that we brought Fasina. There is surprisingly a little tiny bit of reactivity for having her with us. So next we're going to, what do you call it? That little fucking place for the teleportation, right? Should we swap out Fasina for what's his butt? For Takehu? Actually, should we change around our entire party a bit? I'm not sure. Huh. Oh, we can still hear their murmur. Oh, I wonder if it bugged out. Do you think maybe we were supposed to get voice acting there from everyone? I'm not sure. Gosh, shit. Yeah, should we call it early this time and trade out all of our companions and stuff for when we go around to these other places? That's what I'm kind of thinking. And I'll, like, reconfigure our party a bit? Yeah, maybe we'll do that. And we'll have Maya with us for these final moments as well. After all, I am romancing her. That said, she is kind of a terrible murderer. Right? She is a terrible, vicious political assassin. I'm not too sold on that. Alright. Yeah, you know what? Let's do that. Hate to do 2 shorter ones back to back, but it's kind of the nature of the beast, I guess. Especially as we come to a close here. Yeah, we'll trade out our party members. I think we'll go on with, because we probably are going to side with the Principe. I think we'll carry along with us in our group. We'll swap out Aloth and Fasina for Maya and Seraphim, maybe? I'm not sure. It will either do Seraphim or Takehu, right? Because I think it could also be super duper interesting to have Takehu with us there in the final moments, right? Yeah, maybe we'll do that. We'll have Seraphim with us for all of the Seraphim recommended quests, though. Okay, yeah. And also Takehu is pretty good at crowd control, right? He can easily take over for Aloth and such. Alright, yeah. When next we come back, we'll have traded our companions. Maybe we'll have even done a little bit of respecking. I'm not sure. We'll see. But the main thing is that I'm pretty sure I would need to spend some time reconfiguring their equipment situations, right? Yeah, like pulling things off of Aloth and Fasina to place on Maya and Takehu and maybe Seraphim, right? Okay, until next time, please take care of each other.